we're doing this to be out in the world. We want to be out living our lives in light of what we believe. I love the work that I was doing at IBM. In fact, I was about to be promoted within the company. And so I was concerned at some level that, working for a church would become insular, and that I would be one of the people that wasn't able to go live out the consequences of my faith in the real world, so to speak. Our church in that time experienced a windfall surplus, almost $1.5 million. And I was the young, kind of excitable young adult that was just willing to do anything, get involved. And so the senior pastor asked me to come and sit on this committee that was responsible for figuring out what to do with all this money. So I sat on that committee, and ultimately we created a vision, a charter that said we want to invest this money in social ventures in our city. The importance of launching social ventures, it's just like the importance of launching a new church. You're going to meet new people, you're going to reach new neighborhoods, you're going to solve old problems in new ways. We sat down and we researched a lot. And all the different models we researched, they all have their particular goals. Engagement is really the key goal that we were going for. We wanted to, in some ways, democratize the process in a way that people who never would maybe sit on a leadership committee or show up to those meetings to figure out where the money's going, they would feel like they have a vested stake. They would have an interest. They would have a decision. They'd have a vote, so to speak, in that process. When I was finally hired and I came on staff, I reached out to an old business professor at the University of Minnesota, and I said, here's the plan, here's what I'm working on, here's what I'm doing, any ideas, any kind of ideas on where to start. And he reminded me that at some point during my freshman year, that there was a ministry that had come to the school and had introduced this thing called Innové. And so sure enough, I sent an email and get in contact with Innové Studios. We fly up to Minnesota, have a sit-down meeting, and learn the process. It was after that meeting, after flying up to Minnesota and speaking with the Innové team, that we basically knew this was the model we wanted. The challenge for a church like ours is you've got so many vested interests. And so you've got to figure out a way to get them all comfortable and get them around the table. And actually, that's the coolest thing about Innové. It does that. You get people from every stage, every generation, every level of commitment that they give to the church. They're all there around the table making decisions together. Out of a pool of $250,000, we funded 5. Those 5 all had varying amounts of funding, but they were all well-deserving of the funding. We funded a coffee shop in Houston's 3rd Ward. We funded a team that's building flooring systems for refugee camps all around the world. We funded a bakery in Aleppo, Syria. We had just an absolute blast in funding these 5. And so for us, it was a smashing success. For church leaders who are interested in boosting engagement and integrating the different communities within your church, the different demographics, and interested in providing your members and your congregants with clear ways to engage in a process that helps the church steward the money transparently, the Innové model is the perfect approach. Innové has allowed us to put forward a model and put forward an example of helping people reimagine that they go to church to be the church.